Hey everybody, my name is Susan Vivian Kingsley, and I want to say thank you so much for coming and checking out my YouTube station. I am going to have this specifically be about Mindy Bug, and Mindy Bug is my niece. She's my new niece that I have in my life, and I'm like so excited about it because I love nieces. I love nieces and I love nephews. I love that there's like kids that I could just, message and talk to and just find out how they're doing, just kind of pop up out of nowhere. But this was so neat because when I do get a chance to talk to Mindy, she just really makes my heart smile. She really does. And I feel so lucky. It's one of the reasons I'm so freaking happy all the time. I'm like, I am just ecstatic that I could have such wonderful, smart, just beautiful, eclectic, amazing individuals in my family, and I take that to heart very much so. And especially being an aunt, I'm like, I'm an aunt. It's like the coolest thing in the world. Jazz hands. I can't help it, jazz hands. I'm like, oh my god, if I could freaking throw some glitter, I'd be like, anyway, there was glitter. So, all right. Going back to Mindy, I just really am so thankful to have such a beautiful person in my life. And, I have to say that that was another thing that was just really overwhelming for me in creating a relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship. And I mean, they're just all great. And I just love every minute, every moment of it. So when you look at the other videos and you start to see, the process of how things are starting to go, basically, when I met Mindy, I was already on this just like, like, It really took me a while to really process an entirely new family. It really was a lot. And I have to say that I loved it, and I'm so glad that I was able to kind of come down finally from all that massive like but it was just really nice. Like, I'm back down to where I need to be to function, because again, I was having a hard time just even sleeping at night, having a hard time even eating. Like, I was having a hard time eating, sleeping. Because I had so much anxiety almost like going on, and I have high anxiety anyway, so I just I need to like kind of try and keep that as like, as much as possible. But, this was a different type of anxiety. This was a overwhelming, beautiful experience that I wouldn't trade for the world. So what I started to do was, after I spoke with Mindy, I started talking to some other people, and at that point, it was getting to the point where I needed something to do with this, because I'm that type of person. I can't bottle stuff up inside. I have to do something, because at this point, I don't know what the hell to do with it. I was like, oh my god. So I started thinking about how I needed to put YouTube together, my YouTube station. And I was like, okay, maybe if I start expressing these feelings that I had going on, and I start documenting each approach that is going on, because again, as I'm finding out more information, I do want to start to like let people know more about this family history, because it's actually really, really cool. And I think it's worth actually exploring and looking into. But at the same time, I am really wanting to help other people with how to get through some of this anxiety and some of this overwhelming issues that kind of take place. So what I started to do was I did YouTube, and I started just like creating some videos. But that wasn't it at first. It was like, I was thinking about it. I wanted to do it, and it just had to be like, I wanted to look into it a little bit more. And the next thing I did was I waited for about a week to do it. Yeah, about a week and a half, excuse me. And I finally did it, and it's been great. So I finally did it. But what I did start to do was I also had to journal, because I was getting so much information that when I say that it was overwhelming, it was like so much information. So I'll show you my journal, actually. This is my journal. Love it, love it, love it. And I will show you that I started this on the 4th, and let me see. I started this on the 4th, and I have written all of this since then. And it's only a couple weeks, and I just cannot even believe how much I have had to write. So I went and I bought myself a really nice book to write in, because this is my story and I want to be able to talk about it. I think it's a really cool story. I want to share it. But my journal is, I had to start documenting what was being told to me, because as I was finding out some of the stories, it was just kind of getting to the point where I really just needed to figure out what I had to, like, sift through information and documentation and all this stuff. So it's really cool. So at this point, I just love the fact that I have this niece in my life, because this is a video about my niece. And I just really wanted to say that I love you immensely with all my heart, and I love you to the moon and the stars and everything in between, because you are just a fantastic young lady, and I love you so much. So I hope you have a great night.